Welcome to the channel. And today we're going to be talking about used cars and how prices are falling. So if you are in the market for a car, stay tuned. We're going to be getting into that. But before we get started, I do want to let everyone know a little bit about my background when it comes to cars. Many years ago, I did work at a car dealership and I am a car guy. So I'm constantly switching out my cars because I really enjoy cars and enjoy going to car dealerships and checking out prices of different models. I'm also a Turo host. So for those of you that are Turo hosts or you're maybe considering becoming a Turo host, check out some of my other videos if you like. And everything that I use for Turo, I do have links in the description box. That's made my life easier on that platform. So again, if you're considering doing Turo, I've done it for over 2 years. If you want to see the lockbox I use, the stickers I use on the cars for no smoking and things like that, that's going to be in the description box. But for those of you that just want to know what's going on with the pre-owned market, because you're maybe considering getting a car now or in the future, we're going to get into that. A lot of you might not notice that car prices are dropping, but that may be because you haven't been constantly looking at cars. I'm always every month every month I'm checking out the car market and I'm seeing prices. So I definitely know when prices are going down or up or what's going on. But some of you, if you don't really look into cars, you're not really, checking out the market, you might just see today's prices and say, wow, they're really high. Because the reality is cars are expensive and prices are still high, but they are coming down from where they were. They were higher before. That's why I'm saying prices are coming down, because before they were higher and now they're coming down. For those of you that haven't been keeping up with the car market, you might just see it as high. And what I did this time around, I wanted to also show a chart. So you can see also a chart where it's showing how prices have been going, which is helpful. And what I'm also going to do later in the video, so stay tuned, I'm going to split the screen and we're going to go on AutoTrader.com, one of the websites I used. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. It's just a website that I use that's useful for me. And we're going to go on there. And I'm going to show you how I'm finding a lot of cars showing reduce. That way you can see for yourself that prices are coming down, and hopefully this will be helpful for you if you are thinking about buying a car, or even if you were thinking about buying Turo, right? The better price you can get on the car, no matter why you're buying it, is always good, right? Because more money in your pocket, it's like making money, at least in my opinion. Now, let's get into this article. And I found it. I was doing some searching for articles about car prices that I can bring to everyone. And here we go. So I found some data by Cox Automotive. They have a chart, as you can see here on the screen. And it's from 2021 to 2024. I have the chart basically set. You can see in 2021, prices started to really go up. 2022, they went up big time, but then they started to drop towards 2023. They did a little bit of a spike in 23, but then boom, you can see 24 really going down and really going down towards the end of the year. And so it says used vehicle prices are plummeting. That's good news if you are in the market for a new ride. Bad news if you're trading in your vehicle. So prices coming down is good when we're going to go buy a car, especially if you don't have a trade-in, right? Now, for those of us that want to trade out of a car, it could be bad news, especially if you bought during the spike on the chart, right? So if you bought a car in 2022 when the market was at all-time highs, and let's say it was a brand new car 2022, that car's not that old, right? 2 years old. You're most likely going to be really upside down on that car. So if the car's nothing wrong with it, you may want to keep that car longer unless you're willing to take a loss on it, which most likely, again, that's what would happen. Now, some of you may have a car from 2022 and not be upside down, and that's awesome. But a lot of people are not going to be in that situation and are more likely to be upside down if they bought around that time. So you might want to see what you're going to do. If you are upside down, you might want to hold on to it longer where you're in a better situation. Now, also the big picture. So the average wholesale prices declined to 17,934 in June. down 8.9%. So you can see that at the auction where they're auctioning cars and everything like that, all the cars that are moving through there, the prices, the average prices come down to under 18,000. And in my opinion, it's going to even go further, because if you've been watching the Feds and reading out the reports that the market's been coming out, you can see everything's on a downtrend. Unemployment's going up, and luckily inflation is coming down. So hopefully a rate cut will come in September. But with the news that lately has been coming, there are starting to be fears of a recession. So with the news that I'm currently seeing, my prediction is we're probably going to see things when it comes to sales continue to go down as of now, unless the Fed start to cut rates to boost the economy. So I don't know what the outcome will be. I don't have a crystal ball, but for those of you that may need a car, because let's face it, some of us got in a car accident, our car's a total loss, and we have to get a car. Some people have to get a car right now. And if you have to get a car right now, especially if you don't have a trade, it's not the worst time because prices have come down. And if you're looking for a brand new car, the good thing on brand new cars, there's a lot of incentives, especially if you're financing, if you have good credit, they have really good promotions on interest rates on brand new cars. So you don't even have to wait for rates to come down, because a lot of car companies right now on brand new vehicles are offering great interest rates on select models. So you have to do your research. It depends on the car you want. This isn't going to be on all the cars, but there are brands out there on select models that they're offering really good interest rates with approved credit to get those cars out on the road, right? They really want to get them out. So they're doing big incentives on interest rate and even on the MSRP, where they're discounting them from MSRP. So you have to analyze which route is best for you. It may be a brand new car, because on used cars, even though prices are coming down, interest rate are relatively still high on used cars. So if you are someone that's not paying cash and you're financing, you're most likely not going to get a great interest rate on a used car. So far, the best I've seen out there, again, for approved credit, will be in the low sixes. And if you don't have great credit, then it would be higher. And an interest rate's really going to affect your car payment. So again, if you are in the market, you want to check new and used. But at the end of the day, prices coming down, and that's going to help it be more affordable for people that are wanting to buy cars. So it's definitely a good news. And now what I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to share the screen, and we're going to go on AutoTrader. So let me share the screen. Here we are. So AutoTrader. All right. All right, it took a little longer than I wanted, but we got the screen up, so that's good. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. All right, so if you've never been on autotrader.com, some of you may have not. So for those that have not, this is what you're going to see when you're on there, if you're on your desktop or laptop. And what I like to do, and even if you're on your phone, I like to go advanced search. So on your phone, it may look different, but at least what I do, I always go advanced search. And the reason I do that, it gives me more options. So then you can filter it out and get the cars that you're not really interested out of the way. In this case, since I'm just using it as an example to show you the used market, I'm really not going to put too many things, because I'm not really interested in any specific car. This is just to demonstrate on the market, showing you how a lot of cars are saying price reduction. So put in your zip code, and here you put how far you're willing to travel. I'm just gonna put 100 miles, and then I'm gonna put used, because we're talking about the used market. I'm not gonna put a price. So we're gonna see everything. We're gonna see cars that are on the high end of the prices, medium, low. We're gonna see it all pretty much that pops up at least. And we're not gonna specify truck or anything. I am gonna put year though. I am gonna look at newer cars. So let's see, 2000. I'm gonna do 2022 and up. Before I hit search, you can see here features and specifications, MPGs. You could be making check marks. Like if you wanted to find cars under a certain amount of mileage, you can do that. You can, so there's a lot of things that you can do. So if you knew, for example, hey, I want a minivan You could say Honda Odyssey, for example, and you know it's used and you want it under 30,000 miles, you can do that. If you know you want it to be red, you could do that. That way, only Honda Odysseys would pop up that are red within that year under that mileage. That way, you're not looking at vans in this example that you're not interested in, or other cars popping in that you're not interested in. So you're not wasting your time, and you can see what's in your area and the area you're willing to travel and the price point that you're looking for, and see what's the best deal around you. So a lot of helpful tools on it, but let's go ahead and search. All right, here we go. So right when it popped up, we got over 16,000 results, and you can see right here, reduction price. It popped up right away. That means this dealership has reduced it. And a cool feature is, I'm going to click on this car right here, this 2003 Kia. And if you go down here, let's see if this one has it. Perfect. It has it. So it has a vehicle price history report, which I like. So they got this car on July 19, 2024, and they listed at $38,792. And what I like is it shows when they dropped it. So we know on the 29th of July, they went ahead and dropped it. And then we know on August 5th, they went ahead and dropped it. By the time it's right here at the where it says price today, they've done 3 price drops, right? Well, actually over 3 price drops. And they're getting to the point where they're going to auction that vehicle off, because car dealerships, they don't want cars to sit on their books so long, right? Their inventory on the lot, they pay interest on, they take money, they buy these cars, and they're going to pay interest on that money. So they don't want the car sitting on their books for too long. They want to get it off their books and make money. When you see that they've done about the 3 price drop point, they're either going to auction it off. They're like, look, we're not selling it. No one's buying it. They're going to soon take it to the auction and just try to get their money back at the auction. If I see this, I know, like, hey, the dealership's been sitting on it for a long time. If it's a dealership that you can negotiate, not one of those upfront price dealerships, I have an opportunity to even get it maybe better than that price, right? Because I know that they want to get rid of it, because they're about to send it off to auction, and they're better off selling it to me than paying transportation fees and everything like that to see if they can sell it at auction, because they also run a risk. They may not sell it at auction, and then if they don't sell it at auction, right, you had to pay to send it there, you had to pay the fees to have it run through the auction, and then you have to pay money to have it brought back to the dealership. So now you're in that car for even more money, and it might sit in your lot even longer. So these are things that I like to see. If that was a car I was interested in, I like to see all these drops. Now, this I'm seeing more and more, and that's what I wanted to show you. So right away, we saw the price drop. Oops, clicked a little bit too much back. Now, it messed up on me, but that's fine. We're still back on AutoTrader, and again, over 16,000 results. And look, first row, we see another car, reduction in price. And as we go through it, you do see the newly listed. If this newly listed, you're not going to see a price drop because the dealership just got it. They put it up for sale on their lot and online. So you're not going to see a price drop. They just got it in, so they got time. But boom, we got another one. Oh, sorry, I'm using a Mac and I'm not that familiar with them. So if I push any wrong button, it goes crazy. But here we go. Chevrolet Malibu. Reduction in price. Here we go. Reduction in price. Before, you would see reduction price, but not as common. Now, pretty much when I go on autotrader.com and I'm looking at cars, pretty much all I see is reduction in price, reduction in price, reduction in price. And when I click on them, right, I look to see how many price reductions there have been, because I'm interested to know. And I'm seeing that they're having to do multiple. It's not because they got it on the 28th. They could have dropped it on August 1st and sold it, right? But look, this truck, they got it on the 28th of July, put it for 50,000. They August 1st decided, let's drop it, which I know it's a very small drop. They barely dropped it anything, but it's still a drop. And it's still sitting on the lot. And now this was on the 1st, and we're already, let's say, what, 2 weeks into August. there's probably another price drop coming soon. As a matter of fact, if I was interested in this vehicle, I would wait a little longer or see again if the dealership's a dealership that you can negotiate how much they dropped it. Because in my opinion, from when you search around online and you start getting familiar with the vehicle pricing history, they usually around this time frame, this car should be very soon, in my opinion, to another price drop. And if I see that, that means I can get it for a better price. And that's why I wanted to show you AutoTrader. I found an article with the chart. That way you can start seeing for yourself, like, hey, prices are coming down, because some of us have not been keeping up with the car market and we have no idea that prices are going down. And this is a way to show you AutoTrader. You can also for yourself, you can go on Google, search articles, and you can even see other YouTube videos. There's a lot of articles and videos out there talking about how the car market's kind of resetting. I don't think it's having a huge crash, but definitely prices are coming down and we are starting to get into that reset. When COVID and everything came, it really messed up everything in the supply chain, right? We had high demand, not enough supply, and that really made prices go through the roof. Eventually, things were going to correct themselves, and that's when I'm seeing that. Finally, COVID's been, we haven't been in that situation for a while. Supplies got in, people going back to work and everything has helped supplies get back to normal. And then with high prices, it's also had, people, the affordability's become a big issue. So a lot of people can't afford these expensive items anymore and cars and things like that. So there's been a slowdown in purchasing, and all this is what's helped get inventory back to normal levels and get prices to start coming down. So I'm definitely starting to see a reset. In my opinion, yes, I think prices are even going to get better into 2025. And hopefully the Fed start to reduce the rates. So if you are going to finance a car, if you're borrowing money, it can become more affordable for people to get loans and buy cars and things like that, because the economy depends on it. So hopefully things start to get better, but I'm definitely seeing here a reset, and hopefully things continue to get better priced. That way they're more affordable for people that need to get cars. And I know some of you need to get a car right now. And if you're in that situation, prices definitely come down, and that's good. That's good. So you don't have to feel like you're buying at the worst moment. That was, in my opinion, more back in 2022. If you saw the chart, you can see that was the highest level to buy a car. But yeah, I'm just going through it. And here again, you see reduction in price. Did I miss reduction? Look right here, 3 in a row. Reduction price, reduction price, reduction price. So I'm definitely seeing the used market. Cars are just not moving like they used to, and they're sitting on the lots a lot longer. And this is me being able to show you the proof. I think this is better than even a chart, right? I'm going right on AutoTrader. You're seeing the reduction in price icon. I can click on it. You can see when the vehicle was listed with the price right here. July 27th, they listed at 35,853, and boom, they knocked it down on August 3rd, knocked it down on August 9th, and then so they've actually knocked it a few $1,000s, and that shows you, look, the dealership really wants to get out of this car. And this is the thing with trade-ins. If dealerships are realizing, hey, we're not able to sell cars as quickly as we used to, we're not selling them at the prices we hope for, and so if you are trading in a car, your trade's going to be obviously lower now, because dealerships are going to say, hey, I can't really sell your car. They're not moving like they used to, so they got to get it at a lower price to list it at a lower price. So the ones that are going to be in a best situation, if you had to buy a car right now, it's either you don't have a car loan, your car's already been paid off, or you don't have a car at all. But for those that have bought a car a year or two ago and they're just trying to trade in and they haven't paid down that loan a lot, most likely you're going to be upside down. You're probably going to be upside down quite a bit. So you might be a little bit disappointed when you get your car appraised. So that's just a heads up. That could be definitely something that you realize. And maybe you're in that situation right now. If you are, let us know in the comments below. I like to know, if you are, and others that may be watching this video, help them. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask any questions. If I can help, I'll definitely reply. If I can, if you're in the car market and you have some questions, if I can answer them, I will. Hopefully you found this video helpful to see that prices are coming down on used cars. If you did, smash the like button. Do me a big favor. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the links in the description box if you're thinking about doing Toro, or you're a Toro host, and I really appreciate you watching. I'll see you on the next one.